Lunaria unfolds in a panorama of ethereal light, where the Moonblossom Tree reigns supreme, its silvery leaves dancing in the soft, celestial glow. Beneath the Moonblossom Tree, crystal blossoms pulse with gentle light, casting a serene glow across the enchanted kingdom. The kingdom awakens under the Moonblossom Tree's protective canopy, where every leaf and blossom whispers tales of ancient magic and serene beauty. In Lunaria, the Moonblossom Tree stands as a beacon of hope, its shimmering leaves and glowing blossoms painting the land with dreams and possibilities. The soft, ethereal light envelops Lunaria, where the Moonblossom Tree's crystal blossoms ensure that the land remains a sanctuary of peace and enchantment. In the pre-dawn glow, King Alden surveys his vast treasury, a stern figure amidst mountains of gold and jewels. The first light of dawn streams into the royal treasury, revealing its breathtaking opulence. Eldon approaches the king, bearing the daily collection of radiant pearls. A moment of unease descends as Eldon reports, "Your Majesty, one pearl is missing." King Alden's face darkens, his regal composure threatened by the unsettling revelation. Beneath the ethereal glow of the Moonblossom Tree, Ronan stands tall, radiating youthful confidence. The silver bells chime, signaling midnight's arrival with a delicate, haunting melody. Ronan declares, "No thief shall pass me." An unseen wave of drowsiness washes over Ronan, threatening to betray his vigilance. In the dim, echoing royal treasury, dust dances in the faint light, unveiling King Alden's rigid fury. Eldon stands, head bowed low, bearing the weight of the king's barely restrained rage. King Alden's voice booms through the treasury. "Another pearl is missing?" The silence amplifies the gravity of the king's accusation, each word a thunderclap. King Alden's demand echoes with royal command. "Eldon, I demand this thief be found." The fate of the kingdom hangs heavy in the air, dependent on Eldon's swift action. Under a sky ablaze with starlight, the silhouette of the Moonblossom Tree looms, promising magic and secrets. Garrick steps into the soft glow, his face set with resolve, ready to confront his destiny beneath the ancient tree. Beneath the Moonblossom Tree, Garrick's inner turmoil surfaces as he vows, "I will not fail, as Ronan did." The night deepens around Garrick, the air thick with unspoken promises and the weight of his family's legacy. The stars watch silently as Garrick succumbs to slumber beneath the mystical Moonblossom Tree. As Garrick drifts into dreams, the Moonblossom Tree stands guard, its ancient branches whispering secrets to the night. Dawn breaks over the royal treasury, but darkness festers within. Another pearl vanishes, a silent theft echoing through the kingdom. King Alden's fury ignites, a storm brewing within the heart of the palace. His eyes blaze with wrath, a kingdom trembling before his mounting rage. Beneath the Moonblossom Tree, Kael stands vigilant, his resolve unshaken. Under the cloak of night, he declares, "Father, let me guard the Moonblossom." His voice echoes with unwavering loyalty. "My heart will not waver." The Moonblossom Tree looms behind him, a silent witness to his vow. Shadows dance around Kael as he embraces his solitary vigil, a guardian of the sacred Moonblossom. As the midnight bells toll, their sound echoes through the stillness. High above, the ancient Moonblossom Tree stirs, its leaves rustling with anticipation. A blinding flash of light heralds the arrival of the crystal phoenix, its wings ablaze with ethereal fire. Kael stands in awe, whispering, "So you are the thief." Under the Moonblossom Tree, Kael releases an arrow, a desperate act against the mythical phoenix. The arrow finds its mark, grazing the phoenix's wing. A single radiant feather, shimmering with otherworldly light, spirals gently downward. A sorrowful cry echoes through the grove as the majestic phoenix vanishes. Silence falls, leaving only the memory of its radiant presence. As dawn breaks over the royal court, Kael approaches King Alden, the feather glowing softly in his hand. Kael kneels, presenting the shimmering feather to King Alden. King Alden accepts the feather, its light reflecting in his eyes. The royal advisor watches, eyes wide with awe, as he exclaims, "This feather is worth more than every pearl combined." The shimmering feather illuminates the court, a symbol of untold value and power. In the grand royal court, the king sits upon his throne, his eyes reflecting an insatiable greed. The king's commanding voice echoes through the hall. "Bring me the whole bird. Who among you is brave enough?" Amidst the silent courtiers, Ronan steps forward, his eyes filled with determination. Ronan's voice rings with resolve. "I will bring you the phoenix, father." The king's gaze intensifies, a mixture of skepticism and intrigue flickering across his face as he considers Ronan's bold declaration. As twilight descends, Ronan ventures into the wild forest, shadows lengthening his path. A silver-eyed wolf emerges from the trees, its gaze piercing the twilight. The wolf's voice cuts through the silence. "Stay in the shabby inn, or you will lose your way." Ronan scoffs at the wolf's warning. Ronan strides deeper into the forest, defying the wolf's ominous warning. In the dimly lit golden inn, Ronan sits alone, the flickering candlelight casting long shadows across his weary face. He raises the tankard to his lips, seeking solace in the drink as the inn's clamor blurs around him. His eyes glaze over, the weight of his solemn quest momentarily lifted by the numbing effects of the ale. The warmth of the inn and the drink offer a fleeting escape, a brief respite from the burdens he carries. Days later, Garrick ventures deeper into the wild forest, the trees standing as silent observers of his quest. A silver-eyed wolf emerges, its intense gaze a silent warning, yet Garrick remains undeterred. Ignoring the wolf's ominous presence, Garrick chooses the Golden Inn, drawn by its mysterious allure. In a moment that defies reality, Garrick vanishes into thin air, leaving the forest as silent as before. Days later, in the heart of the wild forest, Kael's desperate plea hangs heavy in the air. His voice cracks with urgency, each word a struggle against the forest's ancient silence. Eldon, overwhelmed by emotion, can barely whisper a broken yes. The forest seems to hold its breath as Eldon's weeping reply echoes. The weight of Eldon's consent hangs in the air as Kael prepares to leave. In the heart of the wild forest, Kael meets a wolf. Sunlight dapples the ground as Kael bows his head in solemn respect. In a moment of reverence, Kael's voice breaks the silence of the forest. He speaks, acknowledging the wolf with respect. "Thank you, noble one." Kael vows to follow the wolf's counsel. "I will follow your counsel." The shabby inn stands silent under the cloak of night. Inside, Kael sleeps peacefully, unaware of the dangers lurking outside. The moon casts long shadows, turning the ordinary into the eerie. Every creak and groan of the old building whispers tales of forgotten travelers. In the quiet of the night, the inn holds its breath, guarding its sleeping guest. Beneath a forest canopy, the wolf confidently trots, guiding Kael deeper into the whispering woods. The air grows heavy with the scent of pine and ancient magic as they approach the looming enchanted castle. The wolf stops, its gaze fixed on Kael, a silent warning hanging in the air. The wolf speaks, its voice echoing with ancient wisdom. "Take only the wooden one. Resist temptation." Kael nods, steeling himself for the trials that await within the enchanted castle. Kael steps into the grand hall, his eyes wide with wonder at the sight of the enchanted castle. His gaze settles upon two cages, one of simple wood, the other a dazzling gold. A phoenix is perched inside the wooden cage. Kael hesitates, his hand drawn to the allure of the golden cage. A piercing shriek echoes through the hall as Kael is seized. In the grand hall of the castle, dust dances in sunbeams, casting long shadows across the cold stone floor. Kael kneels before the king, his head bowed in desperate supplication. Kael pleads, "Mercy, your majesty. I beg you." The king's voice echoes through the hall. "You will live if you bring me the Silver Stag of Eternity." Beneath the forest canopy, Kael and his wolf companion venture into the depths of the woods, their mission shrouded in mystery. Kael strides forward, the wolf faithfully at his side. The forest watches as the pair continues deeper, their quest driving them onward. Narrator's voice echoes, "Place upon it the old harness, not the jeweled one." Kael acknowledges the direction, his determination etched in every step as the forest's secrets watch on. In the castle's throne room, stained glass windows cast long shadows where dust motes dance in the fading light. The air grows heavy with dread as an unknown voice echoes through the hall. "Bring me the star Princess Elara, and I shall give you the stag and the phoenix." The stained glass windows stand as silent witnesses to the darkness that looms over the kingdom. The throne room is filled with tension, and the fate of the star Princess Elara hangs in the balance. Under a starlit sky, the tranquil lake mirrors the cosmos, disturbed only by the subtle ripples as Kael patiently awaits. Princess Elara emerges from the shadows, her face a canvas of moonlight and anxiety. With a delicate plea, Elara whispers, "I will go with you, but do not let me say farewell to my father." As Kael nods in solemn agreement, unseen forces reclaim him, dragging him back into the abyss of shadows. Sunlight pours into the castle, illuminating the silent grandeur. In the heart of the castle, the king's voice echoes with an impossible demand. The king's voice booms. "You may only have her if, within 7 days, you move the mountain that hides the sunrise from my palace." The challenge hangs in the air, heavy with the weight of impossibility. 7 days to move a mountain, a task that seems destined for failure. The fate of a kingdom and a heart rests on an impossible feat. Dawn breaks over the palace, the sky ablaze with orange and gold now that the mountain is gone. A twilight-furred wolf watches Elara. The wolf speaks with ancient knowledge. "Do not ransom traitors, and do not sit by the riverbank." Kael's brothers reveal their treachery, driven by envy and ambition. The wolf's true identity is revealed, its purpose served. Which magical creature was your favorite, the phoenix, the silver stag, or the wolf prince? Tell us in the comments below.